What's up, YouTube, and happy Thanksgiving. This is Sensei Gonzalez, back with another Stardom Sit-em. It's week 12, Thanksgiving week, a lot of Thursday games, so let's see what we got. At quarterback, I say start Alex Smith, Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, Case Keenum, and Jared Goff, and sit Jay Cutler, Andy Dalton, Josh McCown, Matthew Stafford, Marcus Mariota, Dak Prescott, and Jay Cutler's in concussion protocol real quick, so it's going to be either Matt Moore or Jay Cutler, so just keep an eye on that. Anyways. So Alex Smith had a kind of a bad week last week. He's not been doing as well as he used to, but I think this is going to be a resurgence week. Buffalo's defense has been surrendering a lot of points lately, so I think this is the week Alex Smith comes back. Also, Matt Ryan showed up really well on Monday night versus Seattle, so I think he can do it pretty well against Tampa Bay too, especially if Devontae Freeman comes back. So I say he's a nice start. And Kirk Cousins tore it up last week against Minnesota. Well, it was more in the last half, but still, I think he did really well. He ran for 2 touchdowns. Like he was a good guy, so keep him in mind. Sit Andy Dalton. He's been on a tear as of late. I think he's thrown like 5 touchdowns and no interceptions in the last 2 games, but I don't think that's going to stay. I think he's going to be just kind of a boomer bust start. So I don't like that. Matthew Stafford, I think he's going to struggle a little bit versus Minnesota. I didn't think Jared Goff was going to struggle against Minnesota, but they held him to 200-something yards and no touchdowns, so I think they're going to do the same to Matt Stafford. And Dak Prescott, man, these Cowboys suck without Zeke Elliott and their left tackle Tyron Smith. And until otherwise said, no Cowboys are pretty good or very good right now. Alfred Morris is okay, but I digress. That's running backs. At running back, I say start Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram, Dion Lewis, Devontae Freeman, or Tevin Coleman, Latavius Murray, and Samaje Perine, and sit C.J. Anderson, Amir Abdullah, the New York Jet running backs, Kenyon Drake, and Jordan Howard. Now, I'm going to have to start not including these guys anymore because they should be a no-brainer start. They are a wonderful pair. Alvin Kamara is more of the cash guy. Mark Ingram's a great runner this year. They're an always start now. Dion Lewis seems to be like the only back that solidly produces for Bill Belichick, so keep him in. And whichever running back starts, Devontae Freeman or Tevin Coleman is going to do pretty well. Tevin Coleman had a nice night last night against the Seahawks for the most part. I'm not, it's just whoever starts for that offense is going to do really well. Tevin Coleman's still going to split with Devontae Freeman as he needs the touches, but if Devontae Freeman gets out there, then he's going to get some pretty good opportunities. And Lat Murray, he's doing really well. And Samaje Perine is the number 1 back now. Rob Kelly and Chris Thompson are now on IR, so Samaje Perine is going to get plenty of opportunities. I don't know how he's going to do against the New York Giants, is why I put him at 5, but still, he's probably going to get a lot of opportunities, probably going to still score, so I like him in there. Sit C.J. Anderson, he's just, that Denver offense just can't get going, and C.J.'s not benefiting at all, even though he's a pretty solid running back, so I don't like him as a starter. The Jets running backs, I don't think are going to do very well against Carolina. They're a diminishing offense. Josh McCown's not the consistent guy he was a couple weeks ago. He's had 2 pretty decreasing weeks, so I say don't go there. And Kenyon Drake, I think Damian Williams is turning out to be the better one. Kenyon's kind of a boomer bust kind of guy, and I don't like those. So, and plus, he's not going to be involved as much as maybe the earlier weeks because the New England Patriots are probably going to run up the score on them. They're not going to run very much. They're going to want to pass, which is Damian Williams' thing. So, let's keep going. At wide receiver, I say start Adam Thielen, T.Y. Hilton, Rashard Matthews, Larry Fitzgerald, Demaryius Thomas, and sit the Dallas receivers, Amari Cooper, Marvin Jones, and Golden Tate, Nelson Aguilar, and Robbie Anderson. Adam Thielen is now like the number 1 receiver for Minnesota no matter what. It used to be kind of a pair between him and Stephon Diggs, but Thielen has definitely developed great chemistry with Case Keenum. He's going to be every week PPR starter. Rashard Matthews showed up really big last week. He had a really huge catch to start off the second half against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think he's going to be involved in the passing game a lot. Be wary though, Marcus Mariota kind of sucks. He's been just throwing errant throws. It's actually kind of crazy, so just keep that in mind. And Demaryius Thomas, I think he's about the only really good thing in that offense right now. He had a good scoring game last week. He's been pretty consistent, so keep him in. He's a wide receiver 2 kind of ish. Sit the Dallas receivers, man. They can't get Dak protected, and they can't get a running game going. So Dak's going to throw, but he's just not that good right now. We're kind of seeing that. He's not as accurate as passer as we think he is, and he makes a lot of mistakes when he's under pressure. So I just don't like the Dallas receivers this week. Amari Cooper, because Derek Carr can't keep that offense going. Marvin Jones and Golden Tate, they're going to struggle just like the Los Angeles receivers last week. And Robbie Anderson, so he could be on either one. He could be a starter, he could be a sit. It's kind of weird. It depends on how Josh McCown does, because Josh McCown looks for him all the time. But if that Carolina defense shows up like I think it's going to, then Robbie's going to have a hard day. So I'm a little more on the sit side for him. Tight ends, I say start Greg Olsen, Kyle Rudolph, Delaney Walker, Tyler Croft, and Jared Cook, and sit Jason Witten, Jesse James, Kobe Fleener, Julius Thomas, and Eric Ebron. Greg Olson's back from IR after going down in like week 3 or 4. So he should probably still be on your waiver wire. People dropped him then. So he's a really nice pickup. That Carolina offense is doing really well right now. Cam Newton's on fire. I think he might be a pretty good start this week. Delaney Walker's just old reliable. He's pretty good for at least like 6-ish, 7-ish points a game. And really that's all you can ask from the tight end position. And Jared Cook, he had a bad week last week. He didn't do too much. But I think Oakland is going to do a little more with the tight end position this week. I think Jared Cook can come back. He's been pretty consistent. Derek Carr definitely looks for him. That's good. What else? Jason Witten. So I actually thought these last 2 weeks that Jason Witten was an okay start because, I mean, you know, Zeke's not there. Alfred Morris isn't the best running back, so they're going to have to throw a little more. I think that would have been way more opportunities for Jason Witten, but it's not. That's not how it's been. He's been getting like maybe 10 yards a game, so he's just not that guy. No, don't start him anymore. Kobe Fleener had a big game last week. I think he had a pretty good touchdown there, but I don't trust him this week. He's boomer bust play. Drew Brees either throws it or he doesn't. Doesn't always look for the tight end, so I don't like that. And Eric Ebron, he's been kind of consistent as of late. He's been getting about 5-6-ish points, at least in my PPR league. So I say sit him, but if you need a streamer, if your guy's hurt, something's not working right, if he's there, pick him up. Maybe he could do it, but I'm a little err on the sit side. In defenses, I say start Jacksonville Jaguars, Pittsburgh Steelers, Carolina Panthers, Baltimore Ravens, and the LA Chargers. And sit the Chicago Bears, Dallas Cowboys, Miami Dolphins, San Francisco 49ers, and the LA Rams. Always start the Jaguars. The Pittsburgh Steelers have an excellent matchup against Green Bay and Brett Hundley. Baltimore Ravens tore them up last week, so I think Pittsburgh is going to do at least a little bit of the same thing. The Carolina Panthers go against New York Jets and struggling Josh McCown. Baltimore Ravens are going against Tom Savage, not the most consistent quarterback, and the LA Chargers are going against the struggling Dallas Cowboys. It's just wonderful matchups this week here. And sit the Chicago Bears because Philly's on fire. Sit the Dallas Cowboys because their defense can actually put up a good fight for quite a while, but actually after like halftime or so, they start getting tired. They start losing it. You saw it last week. You saw it the week before. They can't keep up very well, so I say sit them. Sit the Miami Dolphins because New England's New England. They're going to run up the score. Sit the 49ers because Seattle is really good this year, and Russell Wilson's really good, so I don't like that matchup. And the LA Rams against New Orleans in their ridiculous running game. That's not a good play. So in conclusion, that Nathan Peterman experiment was really funny. He threw like 5 interceptions in the first half. So they made a big mistake taking out Tyrod Taylor. He's been a consistent fantasy player. If you have a quarterback that's underperforming, if you have a injured quarterback, put in Tyrod because he's consistent. He'll give you 16, 20-ish depending on the matchup, depending on how they run the game that day. So he's a solid QB2, QB1. Samaj Piran's number 1, like I said, with Chris Thompson out, so pick him up. He's available in a lot of leagues right now. Like I said, the Cowboys, they're not a good team. Until they can get the offense rolling, I wouldn't consider starting too many of them unless they're big names like Dez or something. And, I said it already. I said everything already. But Greg Olson's back. Pick him up because I see him in a lot of leagues. People dropped him and just totally forgot about him. He's coming back this week. He's a starter, and he was one of Cam Newton's favorite targets, so keep that in mind. Anyways, that's all for this week. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and like and subscribe, and see ya.